On behalf of our Niagara Falls City School District Board of Education and our students and staff, I wanted to welcome you to our Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King celebration. Now, it's a little bit odd that we're doing this on a Monday in April. This was the tragic day when Dr. King was assassinated. And to be respectful of COVID and to be respectful of all of our award recipients and to allow these beautiful students to participate, we decided to commemorate the day with a day of celebration and a day of honor and a chance to recognize 4 people in our community who are outstanding role models, following in the footsteps and leadership of Dr. King. So we anticipate this to be about a 1-hour ceremony. We'll ask for your attention, and we will begin the proceedings this evening with my friend from the congregation of Shir Shalom, the Rabbi Alex Lazarus Klein. Rabbi?
I don't know about you, Mark, but I'm feeling inspired. This is one of my favorite events every year, to come out here to Niagara Falls and to see these outstanding participants today. Thank you. It'd be good if everything wasn't falling off the table here. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you for all that you're doing. It makes a difference for us adults, you kids. You inspire us. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the difference between a dreamer and a visionary is that a dreamer has his eyes closed and a visionary has his eyes open. How many of you have your eyes open? I think you got your eyes open. Today we come together with our eyes open to see not only the way the world is right now, full of brokenness, despair, inequality, dissension, but the way it could be and will be in the future, full of peace and love and light and happiness, fairness and equity. We adults see it not only through our own eyes, but through all the eyes of our children here today. You are our windows into the future. May this night, this evening, be dedicated to Martin Luther King Jr., a night we had hoped, as Mark said, to have celebrated in January, be filled now with the promise of spring and summer. You young people all around me, are not just our future leaders, but our current ones. As Dr. King encouraged, may you raise your voices and your spirits in uplifting all of us, not only this evening, but for the rest of your lives. We are proud of your accomplishments and will, I'm going to use a Yiddish expression, kvel, swell with pride in thinking about all that you have already done. As a young Anne Frank once wrote in her private diary, a diary only discovered after her death, how wonderful it is that nobody needs to wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. May it be so. Amen.
Beautiful job, and thank you, Rabbi. At this time, we are going to take you through some opening exercises. I'm going to ask that you stand and join Kayla Goldsmith, a 5th grader here at Harry Abbott. Cheer for Kayla, cheer for Kayla. Now, Kayla is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and then once she's done, the national anthem and Lift Every Voice and Sing will be performed by these beautiful singers and students of the Niagara Falls School District behind me. So please give your attention to Kayla, our singers, the flag, and put yourselves in the right presence to honor our great country. Kayla?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I just wanted to take a second to, first of all, say, Kayla, you did a great job. Miss Shucker and your chorus from Niagara Falls High School, thank you very much. Beautiful work. Just beautiful work. We held our ceremony this year at Harry Abbott because we wanted to make it feel cozy and tight and together. And we wanted to really highlight this beautiful school that we're so very proud of. And I want to begin by thanking our host this evening, who, if you step out, or when you step out into the hall and see the beautiful display of Dr. King and all the messages that are surrounding it, the stickers, the words of the Harry Abbott students, and how much it means to them. Take a look at that and read some of the words. They did a beautiful job. So first of all, thank you to our host, Principal Lynn Tompkins, Assistant Principal Angela Manello. Thank you for having us here. And I do want to recognize our board members that are here. This is certainly being sponsored and put on by our Niagara Falls City School District Board of Education, President Russell Petrozzi, Board Member Clara Dunn, Board Member Jimmy Consemi, who are in the back. Thank you very much for your support. I think I've covered everyone who's here. Thank you very much. And of course, I'd like to recognize and thank him for his leadership in the city and his support of the school district always. That is the mayor of the city of Niagara Falls, Mr. Robert Stein. We'll introduce a few more people, but I think it's most safe now if I also welcome the sheriff of Niagara County, because I could get a speeding ticket leaving here, and I don't want to leave him too far behind. Sheriff Michael Filicetti, welcome. I think there are some Harry Abbott students who would like to sing for you. And you are the fourth grade chorus? They are the fourth grade chorus here at Harry Abbott. And we cheer for them. Wow, you've got some fans here. And their very fine teacher, who we stole from Niagara County Community College, Dr. Bradley Wingert, who is their choral director. The fourth grade chorus at Abbott will be performing for you and singing Dreams, Dreams by Theresa Jennings.
For any other fourth grade chorus students that we missed?
Super talented students. Thank you. You did a beautiful job. Thank you so much. Way to go. We're going to make a very quiet transition from the fourth grade chorus to the fifth and sixth grade chorus. And while we're doing that, I wanted to recognize a couple of our other friends. I see the chairperson of the Niagara Falls City Council, Mr. John Spanbauer, council member and friend, Mr. Dante Miles. Thank you very much for being here with us. We appreciate you. I also see legislator Jeffrey Elder, legislator Chris Boccio. I think I've caught everyone. Please give them a round of applause and thank them for being here. I also wanted to mention that this event, for the last 30 years, has been sponsored by the National Federation of Just Communities. And our friend Renee Pettit-Jones sends her regrets that she couldn't be here with us, but she's so proud that we're able to keep that tradition. And with that, here comes the Harry Abbott 5th and 6th grade chorus.
They might be going to take a picture or something. Are you going out with the rest of them? Do you have... Okay, go get a picture. Go get a picture taken. Thank you. She had bright red lipstick on when she left the house. I was like, you need to wipe that off.
She had stage makeup, right?
She's been dancing so long that she's just accustomed to putting makeup on when she's on stage.
They did that so beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the Harry Abbott 5th and 6th grade chorus as they present Joy by Theresa Jennings, and they're led by their vocal musical director, Dr. Bradley Winger. Here we are with Joy.
Any other fifth or sixth grade chorus students?
another round of applause, or did you want to? There you go. There you go. Okay. Now they will quietly exit the stage. We thought it was really important that you saw our students. And I think their selections of songs about dreaming and joy are what we should be about and who we should be today. There's so much strife and discord, and dissension going on, that it's really important as adults that we see the great students of our schools. So thank you very much. Dr. Winger, thank you very much for putting this all together. We are grateful for you. We're going to move to the awards portion of our program at this time. But before we do that, in the spirit of our friend Rabbi Alex and the singing of the students and the award recipients that we're going to meet, I think we should just take a minute to pause right now and quietly reflect on those that can't be with us. And also in a special way, let's pray for and think in our minds about those that are suffering in the Ukraine. So, with your permission, I'd like you to just take about 20 seconds to silently pray and think for those people of the Ukraine and those that can't be with us. Thank you very much. Our first award this evening is presented in the spirit of Dr. King. This award is presented to an individual or group that leads in community building, that promotes social justice, that sets an example that Dr. King, in his personal conduct, volunteer work, charitable gifts, and promoting dignity, as well as advocating educational and community excellence. To make the presentation to the Spirit of Dr. King Award is my friend, Mr. Owen Steve.
Good evening. Now, Mark said he was my friend, but he put me on after the kids. Thanks, Mark. I also see we have our friend, Mr. Robert Knuckles Bradley in the house. See how many? Mr. Bradley could always give you a homework assignment, I said, right? So I'm going to give you a homework assignment. And he said, if you don't do it, you go to the office. I used to go to Abbott a long time ago. I used to spend a lot of time in that office. And a lot of time eating those peanut butter cookies. So, I want you to look at your neighbor and just say, better days are coming.
I hear you.
This year's recipient of the Spirit of Dr. King Award is Create a Healthier Niagara Falls Collaborative. Create Niagara Falls, create a healthier Niagara Falls Collaborative's vision is to provide opportunities to residents of Niagara Falls to become change agents. Their mission is to serve as a catalyst for fully engaging the community and bringing innovative approaches to creating a healthier Niagara Falls. Our objectives are to increase civic and social connection, increase activities, active living opportunities, and serve as a bridge and resource for residents and local institutions. These pillars allow the collaborative to engage community members in a more meaningful way and empower others to fully participate in health and well-being. The collaborative is led by 4 Niagara Falls residents who currently serve as official co-chairs. Brian Archie, Kiana Dunn, Evelyn Harris, and Sarah of the Way of Building. They meet monthly and work tirelessly between those meetings and their day jobs to coordinate events, support work groups, and make sure residents' voices are being heard and ideals are being implemented. Successful outreach events include Walk the Falls, Walk with U.S. Destination, Drivers for the Community, Charlie's Community Kitchen, Mother's Garden of the North End, and many, many more. Create a Healthier Niagara Falls Collaborative representatives, please come and join me at the podium to receive your award if you wish. And say a few words with me. You're probably looking at me saying, why is he giving out the healthy one, right? I know. But this year, I want you to know, I brought a membership to the gym. Now give me a hand. And 2 more punches, I get a gym steak and cheese. So.
Thank you, everybody, for honoring us with this award. I don't want to take too much time, but in the spirit of Dr. King, we think about the work that we do in the community as being service leaders. We like to connect, right, so we can find out who we are, and then build out from there. I think everybody has a vision of a happier and healthier Niagara Falls, and we only can get to that space by learning who each one of us are, as individuals and as the communities that we live in. My friend Kiana would say we meet people where they are and try our best to bring out the best in them. This is one of our youngest resident project leaders. Been gardening now for 3 years? 3 years. and it took a workshop to really, for him to really just get excited about doing something for himself. And this is the type of work that we're looking to do with everybody. Just to turn things around, we enable ourselves to be our own change. So thank you again.
Congratulations to the Create a Healthier Niagara Collaborative, and I know with your work you'll continue to do it. Owen, who all of a sudden got a sense of humor and telling jokes, I'm not sure where that came from, but he mentioned our friend Bob Bradley, one of the true people in this community who live in the shadow and likeness of Dr. King. There are 2 other mentors of mine, and since I have the microphone, I'll just say hello to them. One is the very Reverend Bishop Jesse Scott, who I see here, a mentor of mine. The other is a friend of mine and longtime school board member, Mr. Don King, another person who lives in the spirit of Dr. King. So, Mr. Bradley, Mr. King, and Pastor Scott, you are paving the way. You continue to do that. Thank you very much. Our next recipient is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Civil Rights Achievement Award. And this gentleman, this young man, is so powerful and important, it takes 3 people to introduce him. 3 people. And we have a living legend among us, and you'll hear more about him when I call our 3 presenters up. But it's been our honor to have been affiliated, will continue to be affiliated with Pastor Chambers, Fred Chambers, an icon among us who has done things back in the civil rights days that I'm sure will be referenced. So, without any further ado, I'd like to call up one of my newest friends, the pastor of St. John's A&E, an old friend, Chucky Boyer, and everybody's friend, Gloria Dolson, to come forward and make this presentation to Reverend Fred Chambers. We welcome you too, Pastor, to the school. Would you like to start?
It is such an awesome opportunity to give this auspicious award to a mighty man. When we think of Dr. Martin Luther King, we think of a change agent. And indeed, we have one in front of us, one who has been through challenging times that have impacted our world. And now we have him today. When I think of a change agent, I think of someone who mobilizes. And when you mobilize, you look for items and you pull things out, and that is what Reverend Chambers has done. He has seen the potential in our young people, and he has pulled it out. When I think of a change agent, I think of someone who shows up, who does not talk about it, but they're present. And that is what Reverend Chambers does. He is present. You indeed are a light to our world and to our city. And each and every day you impact this world by your presence.
Good evening. Good evening. First of all, I have to give honor to Almighty God. And I thank God for this opportunity, and God bless all of you young people here today with your parents. But I am so honored to have be associated with such a great person as Reverend Chambers. I met Reverend Chambers in 1993, one of my best and closest friends. And Reverend Chambers was wondering why was he in Niagara Falls, and I kept saying it's a reason. It's a reason. And Reverend Chambers, when he started to tell me about his involvement with the movement of Reverend Dr. King and others, I was so floored by it, because I never met a person who was actually involved. I met people who talked about it, but I never met one who were truly involved. Very great close friend to Medgar Evers. And this is right here, standing among us, is history. He can tell a lot of young people how to not just talk about friendship, but being a friend, being a true friend. And sometimes things don't go your way, but you just hold on a little while longer, it'll turn around. And that's what I see in Reverend Chambers. Reverend Chambers joined a group of men called Men Standing Strong Together. And I said he's 90 because he's closer to 90 than he is 89. And he comes into that school, Niagara Falls High School, twice a week, on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, volunteering in the lunchroom because he cares about children. And somebody needs to give a hand clap on that one. He truly, truly cares. So this man, I've never seen so many books in one place except for in the library. And I truly think we have the library at least. The only place you cannot find a book in Reverend Chambers' house is in the bathroom, even in the kitchen. So, you know, I just hope and pray that he stays around a lot longer, and that, you know, I think he might be able to give his autograph while he's here. And I thank you for the opportunity, and I thank Reverend Chambers for the friendship. Thank you.
You know, I think I'll kind of start with the books. I don't know, some of you are young, but with technology now, I don't know if you've ever seen that Twilight Zone series about Burgess Meredith, and they have books all over everywhere. And by the grace of God, his glasses got broken, he elected went banana. But you know what? My relationship with Reverend Chambers goes all the way back to 1993, shortly after he met Gloria and arrived in this town. And not too long after that, I found out he was a minister in the Methodist faith. He served on the Human Rights Commission when I was director of the commission for a number of years. He's a product of a place called Vicksburg, Mississippi. Grew up in New Orleans. Not only that, but he attended the funeral services of Mahalia Jackson. For many of the older people like myself, I'm not that young, I'll be 80 next year. And Reverend Chambers will be 90 on June 7th, if you want to send him an award for that. But you know what? I can't think of a person, and I have been in this business for God knows how many years, that is worthy, any more worthy of this award than Reverend Chambers. This man epitomizes the whole movement of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And if any of us could stand up here all day and all night, I couldn't tell it all. But I want you to know, Reverend Chambers, I am so proud of you. I am privileged, proud. It is an honor and a distinct pleasure for me to be here tonight among the three of us and present this Civil Rights Achievement Award to you. God knows you are willing to do it. It is with distinguishable honor that I present the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Civil Rights Achievement Award presented to Reverend Fred Chambers on this day of 2022.
To the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Mark Lowry, to the Honorable Mayor of the City of Niagara Falls, New York, to the clergy of the audience, and to my pastor, Reverend Keter Brooks, to Miss Gloria Dosen, to my very good friend, Reverend Harmon Boyer, and to all of you who come here tonight. Never in the history of recorded time have I been so elated to see the wonderful spirit of these young people who were here tonight. Somebody is teaching. Somebody is teaching. And somebody who's teaching has gone from something greater to something mighty. We are marching to something that is beyond us. And we must remember who we are, where we came from, who is the boss of this world. I'm so grateful and honored to receive this award. I thank the spirit of those who put together my name to be a recipient. I humbly accept and receive with honor and humility. And may I finally say to you some words, and I'm not going to tell you who that author is. But I would like to share these words with you tonight in a humble spirit. And may I try to say them very clear so you will remember. Some years ago, a great man dawned the shadow of this world and said, the world will little note nor remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we do here.
Beautiful job, Reverend Chambers, and congratulations. Not only do we present an award to an icon like the Reverend Chambers, but we also this evening present an award to a Niagara Falls High School student who at a young age embodies the spirit of Dr. King, embodies the spirit of Reverend Chambers, and the creating a healthier collaborative. I'd like to call on the principal, one of the principals of Niagara Falls High School, to present the Niagara Falls High School award to a student there who is this year's Youth Civil Rights Award winner. And I would like to ask him to come up. Mr. Stokes? Would you come up, Mr. Stokes, please? This is Andre Stokes. I'm going to let his principal talk about him, but Andre is a leader in community building. He's an advocate for education. In his school, Niagara Falls High School, Andre has promoted social justice. And for more about this young man, here's Principal Cheryl Villardo.
Thank you, Mr. Laurie. It is my privilege to be here tonight to present this award to Andre Stokes on behalf of Mrs. Jones, our CEA, Mr. Ventry, Mr. Rotella, and myself, the high school administrative team. Let me take a minute to brag on Andre. Andre is a member of our Smart Scholars Early College High School program, which means since his 9th grade year, he has been preparing himself for college. In fact, he will graduate Niagara Falls High School with 15 college credits already earned. There's more. In fact, Andre has been accepted to 4 colleges already. Let me make sure I get these. Fredonia, Albany, Lemoyne College in Syracuse, and Brockport. He's currently in the application process at Brockport, which I believe is his top choice, to go into their honors program, which will mean a full ride. In addition, Andre was a 2022 graduate of LINK, which is Leadership for the Youth of Niagara County. He is a member of the Niagara Falls High School National Honor Society. He serves on Superintendent Laurie's Student Advisory Board. He is a member of our Community Service Club, logging over 70 hours of community service at GJ Mann, Heart, Love, and Soul Food Pantry, the Salvation Army, and through his church community. On top of all of that, Andre works part-time at TJ Maxx. But what really made Andre come to mind for me when I knew we had to nominate somebody for this award was what he did this fall, September and October, at Niagara Falls High School to promote nonviolence and to help keep the peace there. As many of you may remember, we had a tough start to the school year. Tempers flared as kids returned to their first normal year back to school in over a year and a half after COVID. And when we had some of these unfortunate situations arise, Andre, on more than one occasion, was present. And he was there using his popularity, his influence, his good nature, his peaceful presence to de-escalate situations. He was there telling his classmates to stop, to walk away, to calm down, to not engage. And for that, we are extremely, extremely appreciative and honor his leadership. So again, Andre, you are here to receive the Niagara Falls High School Youth Civil Rights Award. Congratulations. His actions speak for him because he is a little bit shy and he said he will keep working on his public speaking skills. Congratulations, Andre.
Just keep listening to those beautiful singers. Keep listening to the words of our recipients. And just keep your eye on Andre. He's going to do great things. And he's here from Niagara Falls, so we couldn't be more proud of him. Way to go, Andre. Congratulations. We have one final and special tribute to present this evening. And before I introduce our principal, Lynn Tompkins, to make that presentation, I wanted to thank Assemblyman Angelo Morinello, who obviously couldn't be here. They're in the middle of working on the budget, but he did provide proclamations honoring each and every one of the recipients, and we thank Assemblyman Morinello for that. Abbott has had a trying year. Unfortunately, there have been the passing of 2 staff members here at Area Abbott during the school year. And it's led to moments of great sadness and despair, not only for the staff, but for the students who have come to love their teachers, their staff, and the school. And one of the individuals that passed was a social worker at our school. Her name was Tiffany Knowles Ford. She left an indelible mark here at the school. And to make a special tribute and presentation, I'd like to ask the principal, who is hosting us this evening, Miss Lynn Tompkins, to come forward. All of your students clapped for you.
I didn't have to bribe them. That's all right. Thank you, Mr. Laurie. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. This is quite incredible. And for us, as Mr. Laurie said, very close to our hearts. When given the opportunity, we wanted to keep Tiffany Knowles Ford with us. And I'll start there. The kids sang earlier, our beautiful chorus sang, "Peace and love and brotherhood bring joy." They sang, "Kindness and love bring joy." I need you to know that Tiffany Knowles Ford brought joy to our school community, and her peaceful resolve, her passion for advocacy for her students and their families. Miss Tiffany was only with us for a few short years, but she had extraordinary commitment as our school social worker. She left a lasting impression on our entire school community. Miss Tiffany's closet continues to be a tremendous support to our students. Mrs. Tuttle, she's here, I saw her back there. Miss Burton is here, I saw her over there. Our school counselors and our social workers are all dedicated to this project and will carry on Miss Tiffany's legacy. So it is with great joy that I present the Civil Rights Advocacy Award in honoring of Tiffany Knowles Ford's dedication to our students, her genuine kindness, her unwavering character. She is sorely missed. Pastor Bertha Brinson, if you could join us from the Covenant of Grace Ministry, she will be accepting this award on behalf of Tiffany and her family.
Good evening. What an honor and a privilege it is to stand before you to receive this amazing award in behalf of Tiffany Knowles Ford. You all knew Tiffany. You knew that she was such the sweetest person ever. And one thing I knew about her is that she made sure that everyone counted. And I'm grateful that on today, yes, she spared no conversation. She made sure that your conversation was important to her. And so I'm honored to be able to stand before you in behalf of Tiffany Knowles Ford and the family, to be able to receive this and to know that not only did she know what she knew, y'all knew she knew what she knew, right? But the great thing about her is that she was willing to share what she knew. And I'm grateful that we are able to continue to live with what we will receive from Tiffany Knowles Ford. Clap your hands. And let's celebrate the beautiful life of beloved, our sister, our niece, our friend, our teacher, the sweet voice of Tiffany Knowles Ford. Thank you so much.
Beautiful job. Thank you, Pastor. And Pastor Bertha reminded me that 35 years ago I was her teacher. 35 years ago. She was a pretty good student too, so thank you so much. She did. She was a great student and is a great woman leader in our community. We are just about ready to wrap our program up, but we'd like to ask you just for a little bit more of an indulgence. Again, this program is presented by the National Federation of Just Communities. Sorry that Renee Pettit-Jones can't be with you. I'd like to ask one of the members of our Board of Education, pinch hitting for Mr. Petrosi, Mr. Jimmy Consemi, to start to help us close the program. And then please stay seated while our friend, Rabbi Alex, gives us our official blessing. Mr. Consemi?
Thank you, Mr. Laurie. I want a special hand for our Superintendent, Mr. Laurie, please. It was his leadership that this district is where it is today. And I think all of us tonight witnessed the love, the joy, the sorrow, the happiness, and the award of one of the wonderful people who are in our community, I miss you walking down the street. You always stop by the store to say hello, and God bless you. You're a man that will never be taken for short. You always speak your word, you speak it well. God bless you. God bless you forever. Tonight I stand before you after I taught for 55 years, so Mr. Laurie, it's been a long time. Mr. Walker's in the back. I know you missed him, but with your allowance, I'll introduce him. Where did he go? Chuck left? He was back there. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. I thank you for my Board of Education. I thank you for Mrs. Dunn, for Mr. Brother, for Mr. Capizzi, for Bob Frederick, Mr. Bilardo, Mr. Cadella, Mr. Corretto, Earl Bass, who again stepped forward, took an entire entire busload of youth down to Washington, D.C., and did something that was never done before in this district, and has one student already being admitted into one of the colleges down there. And Mr. Bass, I want a round of applause for you. That's standing up and above anything that we could ask for any board member to do. And with that, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you for all of you who attended. Thank you for lighting that spirit that we need again in Niagara Falls. People run us down. People say we're not that good. When you stand in this auditorium, you know that they don't know what they're talking about. We are the best. We are the best district in this county. I'll put our district up against anyone in this county. And our leadership and our whole administrative staff should never be forgotten because they're the ones that got us there. And to my Board of Education, I thank each and every one of you who stand behind us and stand for us and fight hard to bring the programs we do to our kids who deserve the best.
Just some housekeeping. What Mr. Consemi was referring to is that last week, 32 Niagara Falls High School students with chaperones attended historically black colleges in the South and got a chance to tour those colleges. And on the spot, they signed some of our kids to scholarships, so it was really wonderful. I also want to tell the young students here that there is an opportunity for you over the Easter break on Friday the 22nd. You go to Niagara Falls High School between 9 and 2. It is the Amazing Shake Contest, so please find out more about that, students, between 9 and 2 at Niagara Falls High School on the 22nd. We'll do an announcement about it so you'll know more. And before I turn it over to the rabbi, I would like the following people to stand. On behalf of the Creating a Healthier Niagara, Mr. Brian Archie, and those. Would you stand, Mr. Archie? Reverend Fred Chambers, would you stand? Mr. Stokes, our student, would you stand? And Pastor Martin, on behalf of Tiffany Knoll, please stand, give them a big round of applause. And to take us home this evening, Rabbi Alex, would you please lead us and take us home? Yeah, Reverend Chambers wanted to thank the mayor because he has pinned him with a button for the city of Niagara Falls, and he won't take it off.
How wonderful it is for us all to be here today. How inspiring. Just looking around this room, I am amazed. It has just been so long since we could be together like this. A half century ago, on that fateful day when Martin Luther King Jr. went over to the Lincoln Memorial, he was working all night, all week on his speech, writing and rewriting and rewriting. Some of you ministers out there, you know what I'm talking about. All day and all night, he was going to be the very final speaker. And he didn't know what he was going to say. He stood up and he had his prepared remarks. And he talked about how this country had let him and his people and all of us down. How there were checks that need to be cashed. And that we needed to do what was right to make this country better. And he was going on, but it just wasn't right. Here in this pivotal moment in our country's history, not only in our country's history, in the world's history, he stood there unsure of whether he should continue with his remarks. And he heard from behind him a voice that said, "Tell them about your dream, Martin. Tell them about your dream." And it was at that moment, if you listen in the speech, you can hear it behind him. It was in that moment that he began one of the most important speeches ever said about a dream that he had of something like this. A dream of a country that could be renewed, of a place like Niagara Falls that could grow and be and reborn, of people and places that were yet to be imagined, of friends sitting together just like we are today. That is the dream that he was speaking about and thinking about. It's not enough just to dream. All of us dream. We must share our dreams. That's what he taught us. The dreams that we have in our heads today are the promises that we have for tomorrow. May we continue to dream. May we continue to be bold and brave, whatever it takes to make those dreams come true. I'd like to close with a biblical prayer from the book of Numbers. I invite you to rise. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God shine God's light upon you and grant you comfort. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift God's face to you, to all of us, and grant all of us peace. And we say, Amen.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening.